Okay, good.
All right. I think we're recording on this too.
Okay.
Let me see. Where's that?
Oh.
See?
Music.
Music. I know they can't hear it on Facebook Live, but we can hear it in our headphones. Because that's what we bring. I'm Nasty Bob with 115 Bob Rocks. This is not rock, though. But kind of.
Kind of.
It's got a little
jazziness in there.
Yeah. And I am here with Stacey. Of course, if you have been on my podcast before, you know of Herb. She was the lovely lady that came to my house and tried to figure out what was making the knocks and the booms and taking the pictures off the walls.
Pictures off the walls.
Yes. And we've calmed some things down with that, so that's always good. And I'll bring the music down so we don't have that in our ear.
Okay.
Is that better for you?
That sounds better.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are back.
I'm back.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
It's been what, like 2 months?
About 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
So what's new?
So, well, gosh, where do I start? There's a lot of stuff that's new.
Okay.
You know, I mean, the biggest thing is my book is finally published.
Yay!
So it's out. It's on Amazon right now and doing really well. I got the, what do you call it? The new top seller in several categories, which is kind of cool. This is like sliding back on my head. There we go. So I was excited about that. There's different categories on Amazon that you choose to put the book under, so people who are searching for it will know where to go. And I think I was number one in addiction and recovery. Oh. So a lot of people who have lost loved ones through addiction or through a recovery program. Apparently, this is something that appeals
You just gave me chills, and I don't know why.
Rose. Maybe Rose is here.
Rose, is that telling me something? I don't know. That was weird.
I don't know. A lot of times when you get chills, it's the spirit or the souls of the departed that are kind of like walking through you or touching you.
Which was weird. Like, I felt it through my legs. I usually,
she's little.
Yeah. Oh, Rose! We'll talk later, Rose.
Yeah.
It's Stacey's turn. Go ahead.
So, like I said, the book is out.
What's the title?
It is My Head Knows, But My Heart Still Hurts.
Okay.
And it's a 30-day grief recovery journal so that every day you're prompted to remember something, a story, whether it's a funny story or a moment that you traveled somewhere. And I put a God wink on each one, which is kind of what my little story is. So it helps you to think about, yeah, this is something. But one in particular that I have in there is, cars like define who we are, right?
Yeah.
And I said, talk about the car that they owned. And when I was little, my mom had this she called it the Tin Lizzie.
Okay.
And, it was the big black car with the fins in the back of it. And I remember she had this love-hate relationship with this car. Mm-hmm. And one of the stories that I prompted in there, was where we went somewhere in this car. We were driving it here in Greencastle, and we lived out there on Stonebridge Road that's, kind of swervy.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know why she didn't know there wasn't any gas in the car. I don't know if the gauges weren't working. Like I said, it was a love-hate relationship with this car.
Right.
And we were coming down, I guess that's Williamsport Pike, where I guess it's Rite Aid is now. It was Wogan's years ago.
Okay.
And she ran out of gas, and across the road, across 11, was a gas station. So she's like, hold on, and we just kind of like coasted right over into
Oh, my goodness.
So that was the story that I remembered about this car, because I'm thinking as a kid, this thing's a boat. Are we going to, make it through?
Right.
And, she was like, now, if your father asks, tell him. If he doesn't, don't ever mention it. And so I have that little story in there. So then it prompts you to think about a car that your loved one owned and maybe somewhere you went, or whether there was a love-hate relationship or something funny about the car that prompts you to remember about that.
Right.
And then what this does, it kind of sets up like a memoir for you to pass down through generations to generations.
Oh,
like your daughter's not going to know about your grandmother.
Right.
Right? So if you write this about your grandmother, she can look back at it in years and go, oh my gosh, my mom and my grandmom did this or whatever. So it helps you to put a memoir together, but it also helps to prompt you to remember the things that you had instead of the things that you've lost. Because when we think about when someone passes, we lost them.
Right.
You didn't lose them. They're still with you.
Right.
You still have memories.
Yes.
And so this kind of turns it around a little bit and helps you to walk through the grief.
And this, I think, also helps because I know with me, my memory is, Like, I just, even at my age, like, I feel like, oh my goodness, how am I going to be in 20, 30 years?
Right.
And with having something like this, I think would be beneficial for me because, oh, that's right. Because that would trigger those memories back in case they went off to La La
Right,
Land.
right. And then you look back at it later and you're like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there's actually 32 days. There's like 2 bonus days.
Okay.
But it's a 30-day grief recovery and I couldn't decide which 2 to like get rid of. So there's 2 bonus days.
Well, there you go.
And there's some that may not even apply to you. You know, maybe your grandmother didn't drive, so there isn't a car memory. So you can use, those other 2 that are in there. And then I've got a chapter of the firsts because we go through different firsts. The first birthday with them, or the first birthday without them, anniversary of their death, first Christmas. So then you're prompted to remember a special Christmas memory. And today, here's what I did in honor of you. And each one has like a mantra then of things that you're going to think about during that day.
Kind of weird how you just keep saying Christmas and Christmas over because that's when my grandmother passed away on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day.
Yes.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's always tough for us every holiday.
Yeah, that would be. But what a present and what a blessing it is that she got her wings on Christmas Day. Mm-hmm. It like I said, the book tries to, or I try in the book to make you think of it that way.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, it's Christmas, this is the day I lost. Oh, this is her birthday. Like, how awesome is this?
Yes.
Right?
Right. So, yeah.
Yeah.
We've changed our thinking through it over the years. But, yeah, the first couple of years was really
that
tough.
Would be
especially
tough.
For my grandfather. I mean, they were married for 68 and a half years, something like that. That's a long time. Yeah. And then to have her gone on Christmas Day.
Yeah, it would be hard. I know we lost my husband's father close to Christmas, and Christmas can be difficult
because you have those traditions and those things and memories, and it's just like, yeah. Where's the ham salad sandwiches?
Yeah, right.
It might not be special to you, but for me, having nannies like her little snacks for Christmas Eve was always a great memory of mine.
It's one of those memories, yeah.
And now it's like we don't even do the Christmas Eves anymore because.
Yeah.
And I think we should bring that back.
You should bring that back, and you should make the...
I think I'll make the ham salad sandwiches this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's keeping those traditions alive. Even though they might be difficult to keep them alive sometimes, you work through that. Mm-hmm. And you think, oh, this is what my mom would have wanted to do. So I should do this.
Right.
Yeah,
it's like every Easter we still do her birds in the nest.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Oh, gosh.
So that is still a tradition. So it feels like she's always with us at Easter.
Right.
So.
Right. That's it's keeping them alive. Even though they have passed, I mean, they're still with us, in the memories that we have. And with your nanny, her blood is still coursing through your body. So, and that's one of the ones I prompt about in the book as well. If it's a mom or a dad or a grandmother that has passed, you're still bone of their bone and flesh of their flesh. Mm.
Yeah.
They're not here physically, but, their blood's going through my body. That's a cool thing.
That is a cool thing. Yeah.
It's one way to look at it.
And now it's going through my daughter.
And through your daughter. And they live on through that.
Yes.
And there's times where I'll say something, and I know you probably have this too. I'll say something, and I'll be like, Mom? Because I sounded just like her. Uh-huh. My sister more sounds like my mom than what I do. So sometimes when she says something, I'm like, oh my God, that sounded so like my mom.
Right.
But it's keeping that memory, that tradition still alive because, it meant something to them. Mm-hmm. So because it meant something to them, it means something to us.
Right.
So it's keeping that going.
Yeah. And then having a book like this, I mean.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It is.
It was 2 years. Oh, my God. It was 2 years. God bless Jeff. I mean, he got to deal with me when we were driving out west. I'd have the laptop, and he's driving, and I'm typing, and like, here, listen to this. How's this sound? He was like, oh.
We should get Jeff in here.
Yeah.
Give your point of view.
Give your point of view
of the book.
Jeff's behind the camera over there. Oh, Buck just came. Hi, Buck. We're doing Facebook Live as well on my Connecting to Spirit with Stacey, just to let my readers or my viewers see about the book and to meet you, Nasty Bob.
Yes,
and
back again.
Hey, yeah.
What else do you have in
So,
store for us?
Goodness. Well, I've got a book signing coming up.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
It's really
freaks
like
me out.
official.
It's freaking me out. I got to tell you, it's cool that it's done. But then I had this moment where I said to Jeff or to my sister or whatever, I'm like, it's really cool that it's out and people are starting to get it, but it's freaking me out that people are going to read my words.
But that's the cool part.
Yes and no.
All right, you're going to have to explain.
Well, my goal is that it helps someone work through grief, right? Not everybody's going to like the book, and I understand that,
right?
And I'm cool with that. But if I don't know you and you're in Colorado and you don't like the book, I don't know about it. But you're friends and families, and you're thinking to yourself, "Oh my God, I can't believe you." You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And not like I said, not everybody's going to like it, but especially like friends and family, I would like for them to be like, "Oh, yeah, this makes sense to me." This is, but there's going to be those ones that would be like, "Oh my God."
Well,
what the hell was she thinking?
Well, you just kind of push them off to the side, right? That's that negative energy that you don't need in there.
I don't need that in there.
No.
And that's kind of what it's that vulnerable part of me that's here, because I have poems in here as well. I don't know. It's one of those things that I really wanted to help people wrap their head around what was going on. I mean, they know, their head knows, but their heart still hurts. And it's not going to take that away, but hopefully it'll help connect those two, right? And make it a better understanding. So with the book signing, that is September 12th at Hip Gypsy Emporium from 1 to 3. Okay. And then on the 13th, I'll be in Bel Air, Maryland at Lunar Bay doing a book signing and a group reading. And then, I don't remember, it's like the Friday and Saturday after. It's like the, 16th. No, the one that is in New Jersey. Yeah, that's that following Friday and Saturday. Okay. And then in the end of September, I'll be down at the college in the Cumberland, Deep Creek area, doing a speaking and a book signing. And then I'm going to Massachusetts. So, yeah. Ooh. I know.
Wow, you're like official.
It's freaky.
I think it's a great adventure for you.
It's cool, but it's freaky. We had a girl come into the shop a couple weeks ago, and she was with a friend of hers, and I heard her go, "That's her." And I looked over and I'm like, "Hi," and she goes, "You're Stacey, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she, "Oh, I just want to shake your hand." And she goes, "It's really freaking me out that you're here." And I'm like, "Look, I put my pants on just like you do. You're freaking me out right now, so stop it." And that's the kind of stuff that I don't know how to respond to or react to.
It takes a while. I've been in radio for 10 years.
Yeah.
And walking through Walmart or, the CVS or Martin's or wherever, and then having someone, "Yeah, Dusty Bob." Yeah. I still jump. And I'm like, "Oh, hey."
Yeah.
But yeah, it takes a while to get used to.
Yeah, so that kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Or maybe it's just the way we are. Maybe some people can but I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I've had it happen, a couple of times. We were in York at a diner one time, York, Pennsylvania. Jeff and I are sitting there, and there's this girl up at the counter, and she kept like looking around at me, and she finally came walking over and said, "Are you Stacey?" "Yeah." "Oh, you did a reading for me." And I was like, "Oh my God." Okay. And then I was at the carnival with my grandkids, and this woman came here. "I just have to shake your hand." I'm like, "Oh my God." And that was before the book. And not that I'm thinking, the book comes out, so I'm going to be like Jack Canfield or anything like that, right?
Right.
But still, I'm almost like, I don't know. It freaks me out.
I think
it'll be cool, but it's just going to take me a little while. I'll just like.
I think your guides will guide you.
Guide me in the right way.
Yes.
I
think
they're just messing with me right now.
You have plenty of help around you,
right?
That you will be fine.
Yes.
I might need to borrow one every once in a while.
Send them your way.
Because I think sometimes my guide goes off somewhere.
Yeah. Well, you
helps some other people, and then comes back and like, what do we need to fix now?
Yeah, right. Well, you know what? It's funny how some of my guides have like the same type of personality as I do, where they'll mess with me a little bit. Okay. So I'm like, oh, okay, right, okay. I guess I deserve that. So if you're a wanderer, where you're walking and then it's bright shiny object, and you're going to have those guides too. They're going to be like, "Oh, bright shiny object, let's go over there."
It's me. I was doing it earlier in the office today. I was like, do. I came back around.
What am I supposed to do today?
I was getting something.
Yeah.
Oh, and then like walking in the walls all the time, just no
Okay.
reason, like no, like nothing.
Okay, look up.
I usually am, but like my legs just go off to the side.
Your guides are going over here.
No, we need to steer you right. Maybe that's what it means. I need to see if I'm going left or right when I fall.
Okay.
Because maybe they're trying to steer me right.
Steer me in the right. There you go.
But where's my?
Yeah.
I got one of those. No. No, that's a scary one.
That's a scary one. I have a drummer right there. Give us a boom boom.
Give us the boom boom.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
So that's the big news. Is the book?
That's so awesome.
Yeah. It's cool. I have friends of mine that are sending me pictures and saying, "I got it. I got your book."
That's awesome.
So yeah.
I'm gonna actually push the rest of the cart button and
so you can get it?
finish ordering it so I can receive it and be one of those cool friends with you too and be like, hey, I got it.
Awesome. You'll have to come up to the book signing and meet the author.
That would be awesome. I think I'm away that weekend.
Oh, darn. Okay. Well,
Maybe I'll come to the next one.
I'm sure we can work something out.
We'll figure out something.
Yeah, we'll figure out something.
Yeah,
But,
we always do.
Yeah. I have to practice my signature because I have really bad handwriting.
Well, that's the best.
Really bad handwriting. So
Oh, and you have that S.
I have the S. Yeah. And
Isn't that like the hardest letter?
and an N, capital N, like what the hell?
Yeah, do you
where's
do
it
it like
going?
this? Or do you like,
No, I come up and down and around.
so you make it a hard, like
no,
a chopping
it's like a swirly thing. Woo.
Oh, swirly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the S is like,
The S, I know.
it drove me crazy in school.
I understand. And there were all these different ways to do S's, and it's like, oh my gosh.
But my mother, beautiful handwriting.
Yep.
Perfect every single time.
Yep, both my parents.
Never sloppy.
Nope.
Me, I look like I'm still in kindergarten.
Must be something with the Stacey's.
It may be.
Right?
Yes,
Right?
I think so.
So if your name is Stacey and it's spelled EY, do you have good handwriting or bad handwriting?
Yes, let us know. Comment below. Maybe it is a
We'll have to
Stacey
take a
thing.
poll. We'll have to take a poll.
We
and
have
find
to.
out.
I'm just
Find out.
curious.
Yeah.
Because those S's, I would try all different ones.
Yeah. I do too.
And
It's
I just give up.
Yep.
So now, and even with Nasty Bob, I have the N.
You have the N. Yeah. I understand.
I should have picked a better one.
Oh.
Because the N, I slop it, and then then I do the rest of it. And then the Bob, I always end up doing a big B, and then a little, wait a minute, it's N-A-S. I capitalize something that's not supposed to be, and I think I got that from my dad.
Oh, okay.
He always capitalizes the A in his last name.
Okay. There's like handwriting analysis out
So
there.
I'm wondering.
People out there. Yeah, I might want to find out what that means.
I don't know.
I don't know. Consult your guides.
Am I going the right way, guys?
What am I doing?
Do I need to
What am I
capitalize or
doing?
lowercase my A?
Funny. So Rose has been pretty quiet now?
She's been pretty quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, I swear I've never heard walking before,
Okay.
but I have
Oh, okay.
the other night because my daughter wasn't home. And so usually it sounded like my daughter walking through the living room,
Okay.
but she wasn't home.
See, I still think her dad is in the house too. I just think for some reason he wasn't coming out.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Something was weird about that.
Yeah.
And I've been trying, I even got my aunt involved,
Okay.
trying to look up the history of Greencastle.
Well, it was weird because when I came into the house, it felt like there was a lot of spirit there, and there was a lot of spirit there. Mm-hmm. And I remember even saying to you, it's almost like you were on a graveyard or something, because other houses were having that too. And then when you found that you were on a graveyard, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. So that's what we're trying to determine exactly where the graveyard was
Right.
and the church, because there had to be the church to the Lutheran somewhere.
Right.
Along with the cemetery.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
there is a cemetery at the end of my street.
Okay, so it's probably all connected somehow.
So yeah, I think, and
I don't know. So, I mean, I was born and raised in Greencastle. I don't ever remember there being a church
right in that area.
in that area. But, you know, I don't know. And your house was built, didn't you say, like in the
50s.
In the 50s.
Yeah, so it's not
so
like...
it was, well, that's before me. But, yeah, it's kind of, it would be cool to find out. And I mean, I'm sure you could talk to some of the township
Yeah.
people and find out, see if you can find a grid, and it'd be cool, to see if they've got like the names of who was buried there. Rose.
I know, because I was trying to even look online, like try to look through old reports that they had. Mm-hmm. But you know how looking through all those, trying to look for a rose.
A rose. Search for Rose. Mm-hmm.
Is that your first name, your last name? Do you go by Rosanna?
Oh, true. Yeah, because it was probably, back then it was probably a lot longer than just Rose.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't know.
No.
But yeah, she's been pretty quiet.
Okay.
So.
All right.
She'll just say, I think she just says like hi and good night.
Well,
like she wants to make sure I haven't forgot about her.
Right.
Since I don't like really talk to her.
Yeah, well, it all depends on what you want though. Because I think when we spoke to her, I had told her to like calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's the direction that she knows right now. So you just have to be happy with that.
I'm happy with it.
Okay.
It just was from one extreme to the next,
Right.
I had constant noise, banging, knocking, and all the time. I do still hear the refrigerator snapping.
Okay.
Occasionally.
She's hungry.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or that's Dad.
Because when I was in the kitchen, I remember it felt like someone was behind me, and she didn't want me to turn around and look.
Right.
And then when I turned around and looked, and when I came back to her, then it was almost like she was mad at me.
Yeah.
She,
you said she got her hands.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, all right, I upset. She's going to have a little temper tantrum here.
Uh-huh.
But when I turned around, I didn't feel his presence. But when I had my back to that, I could feel someone behind me.
And you were back to the refrigerator.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And that's what, and it's not like the motor, or it's not like that. It literally sounds like someone took a whip or something and just like cracks it.
Interesting.
It's the only way I can describe it.
Okay. Okay. Did you hear that knocking?
Yeah, what was that? Did you do that?
No, somebody's back there.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Someone's
It's
back
Rose.
there. Yeah.
It's
okay, Rose.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's back there.
Okay, someone was back there. It was Rose.
It was Rose. Could be. Here we are talking about her.
Uh-huh.
Could be.
See,
there
we
it is
said her
again.
name and it did it again.
Yeah, as soon as we said Rose, you didn't hear that one? Yeah.
Maybe we just can hear it, because we have headphones on.
We have headphones on. Yeah. Funny.
I don't know. Maybe we should end there. I don't know. You got more to say?
I don't know. I just thought I would come and chit-chat with you a little bit.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I did, when Bob was on the other night and he was talking about a dream, I did message him about that.
Did he?
And I didn't hear back from him, so I didn't know if it like freaked him out or if he didn't see it but yeah, I thought that was kind of cool that, I was just kind of, somebody tagged me on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, let me see. And then I watched what he was talking about, and that's kind of what I had interpreted about his dream. Because dreams are different for everybody. I can't interpret a lot of dreams. Jeff has some really freaky dreams, and he tells me about it. Well, what's that mean? I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to be in your head at night, right? No. He has some wild dreams. Horrible.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. He's...
Wow.
Yeah, last night he had one about dead babies, and like they come to you in like a baby bottle, and if the nipple part of the bottle is up, I thought they were done, like a turkey roaster, and he goes, no, that means they're dead. And then he had to pick out a coffin.
Got a casket for it, bury it.
Oh my gosh.
Every night, something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with it?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I need to sage you again.
Man, you never know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I can try to see if Crazy Bob has a couple minutes.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
All right, let me run out real quick because
Okay.
he's on air, so let me see.
Oh, well, if are you...
He talks too much on air anyway. It's okay.
Okay, so I guess we're just going to sit here for a second. It's a little warm. Any questions or comments on? That's the middle of the day. Hi, Tori. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good.
Woo.
What's going on?
Oh, just chit-chatting here with Nasty.
Okay.
Yeah, we're live on Connecting to Spirit with Stacey.
Okay.
And I was just saying, when you were talking about your dream the other day, I had commented, and I didn't know whether you saw the comment and what you thought about that.
So many.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
See, I only saw like 3 or 4,
Yeah.
so, okay.
And I also got some text messages and some Facebook messages as well.
Okay. All right. So do you feel comfortable with the messages that you got?
Well, I mean, I'm open to anything. I mean, I know, when you dream about, or I've read about, I should say, I don't know, but I've read about, when you dream about people who have passed on, it usually has something to do with completing a phase or a circle, if you will.
Right.
So, and most of them were saying stuff like that.
So. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, when you were saying, because I remember correctly, it was your uncle who had passed.
My uncle, and he was my godfather as well.
Right. So, but he had passed, and then like 5 years after he had passed, he came back around or something?
Well, he passed more than 20 years ago, but the dream I had was last week, and it was like he came back then.
Right.
So it had, over 20 years had passed.
Okay.
And he was like, when he came back, everybody was like shocked and amazed and tears of joy, glad you're back. But then it was like, well, if he had been back for this, well, what happened? Well, okay, it was very clear that when he came back, everybody was like, what happened? And I believe it was the doctor that said, after 5 days, we found him alive.
Right.
And so the question was, well, if you were back 5 days after the funeral, why did it take you so long to come back now? Right. That's what it was. That's what it was 5 days after the funeral, they found him alive.
Okay. And with the dream, I mean, it's very different to you than any normal dreams that you have. I mean, did it seem very real?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Very intense.
Okay. Because a lot of times those are actually visitations from your loved ones.
Right.
So how it came across to me was something that you had been going through at one time. You had to basically die to yourself. Mm-hmm. So it's like a past habit or something, divorce, whatever. And it is coming full circle where you're finally walking through it. Took a while to get through it. And your uncle would be coming through letting you know basically that he's been with you as you were going through this and that everything was going to be okay.
Good.
That's how it came through to me when you were where you were talking about it. So something that happened quite a few years ago for you that maybe you thought you went through, but
I was still holding on to it a little bit.
You were still holding on to it. So something has happened that enabled you to release it. Mm-hmm. I was married once before, and I had basically a PTSD from some things that I had gone through.
Sure.
And Jeff and I had been married probably, 20 years. And all of a sudden, I'm having flashbacks from that. And I thought that I had already worked through that, but there were some things that I needed to work through within myself to be able to release and forgive him and let it go till I could finally be like, oh,
Right.
I didn't know it was still there, but
Right.
I had suppressed some things and had forgotten some things.
Right.
So to me, what your dream would interpret to me is something that you lost or you had to surrender years ago that you thought that you've worked through was maybe still deep-seated within you, but you finally released it. It just took a while to walk through that. And with your uncle coming through would let me know that he's been there with you as you were walking through with this, especially being a godfather.
True story.
Godfathers and I know it sounds funny, but godfathers in spirit take that very seriously. Mm-hmm. They're not going to leave your side.
Right.
So with him bringing you this message would basically mean to me that you've walked through it, he's been there with you, and you're on the other side.
Okay, so I have another question
because
I go through phases where I have very, very intense, very detailed dreams. Mm-hmm. And just in phases. Like last week was one of those. Last couple of weeks was one of those. Like out of the 14 days, probably 8 very, very intense dreams. And then not so much for months.
Right.
So would that be the same thing?
It would basically be the same thing. What I would suggest to you is to do an exercise called morning pages, where when you wake up in the morning, you just write for 2 or 3 minutes without even thinking about it. Because even though your dreams are intense at times, they're probably just as intense at other times. You just don't remember them. You get up and you start doing stuff, and then you just kind of forget about them.
Right.
But when you do morning pages and you write about it, and like I said, you just want to write without thinking. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about anything. And once you start looking at those a week down the road, 2 weeks down the road, a month, a year down the road, you'll start to see similarities, signs and symbols that are going to mean something to you. Okay.
I'll have to pay more attention.
You just pay more attention. And I don't remember my dreams. I do dream, but I don't remember my dreams. We were just talking earlier, my husband Jeff has freaky dreams. I mean, like really strange dreams. But when you write them down, because spirit and energy tries to talk to us through our dreams because our mind is at rest.
Right.
Okay. So you may just be waking up from a visitation from someone and you're like, man, that was really weird. I'm not really sure why I feel like I lost my hand, let's just say.
Right.
It may be you were holding the hand of a loved one, and then when you were waking up, you were releasing that. But in your mind, in your subconscious, you're thinking, oh, this dream, I like lost my hand. But if you do the morning pages where you start to write about it, it will help you to remember, oh, I didn't lose my hand. I was holding the hand of someone. You know? So dreams
I've had, everybody has dreams and like something bad happened. Not something bad, but something makes you angry.
Exactly.
And you wake up angry. Or something sad happens and you wake up sad.
Right.
The past couple weeks were just more strange. There was no real emotion attached to them other than what was that?
What?
And I could, but the thing about it is that it was so clear. It was so, like I said, I remember the doctor saying 5 days. I remember the saying 5 days after the funeral, we found him alive. Okay. I remember why that detail is like, you know.
What's special about 5?
That's what I was just going to ask.
I don't know. And that's the thing is I remember that dream was very vivid.
Okay.
It was very vivid. And, I remember him coming back. I remember his walk. I remember everybody, the tears of joy and surprise and shock. And I couldn't believe it. I remember gasping.
Right.
But, and on other times I can, I wake up and I just feel emotion.
Right.
Whereas this time is like I remembered every little detail.
And that's usually when it's a visitation because you remember it so clearly. Where other dreams you're like, oh, I can remember a little bit of it. And like Stacey was saying, the number 5 might have some type of pertinence around it. Was he born in May? Did he pass in May? Was he born on the 5th? What's with the number 5? Was he one of 5 kids? Does the number 5 mean something to you? Because he might be giving you that 5 days after because something has to do with the number 5.
We'll have to think about that.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, it might come to me later. But, I just wanted to, check in to see if you had gotten some closure, I guess, about your dreams.
Oh, no, sure, yeah. I mean, I still think about it because obviously, like, what does the 5 have to do with it?
Yeah.
Just trying to think, looking for details.
Right.
Because I still remember it. I still remember it vividly. So,
Yeah.
I'll just think about it and try to pick out little things.
Pick out little things, the things that stood out to you the most. Maybe it's been 5 years since you've walked through whatever it is you've been, trying to walk through.
Right.
But it's that coming full circle is what kept coming out to me when you were talking about it. But when you were live, I could tell it was like kind of freaking you out a little bit.
It did because it was so vivid. That was the thing is like that week or week and a half, it was just so vivid. You know, not every night, but a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
But that was the one I remembered the most.
Yeah.
So it seemed the longest. Because what do they say? Dreams are really quick.
Yeah, they're really quick. But
this
there's
one
times it's like, oh my gosh, I
longest.
can't get out of this. And even if I get up and walk around and go back to bed, like it's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still continues.
Yeah.
But dreams can be freaky, but there's usually meaning behind it, especially the ones that you remember the details in.
Right.
And
that was the week. That was the
the
week.
one.
Did that week, did they kind of all go together?
No.
No, so they were all
No.
different.
I do have recurring dreams or not having the same dream, but like the next episode. if that makes sense.
You have your own sitcom.
I mean, I don't know if that makes sense, but I'll dream about something, But I won't have the same dream, but it's like a continuation from that. But it'll be like months later.
Right.
I was like, oh, I remember that dream.
Yeah. Interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
You're special.
In a whole lot of ways. I don't know if that's good or not.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And if I have more dreams, I'll let you know.
Let me know. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye, Crazy Bob.
Bye. You want me to pass this over? There we go.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell, like, because he's been different around the office lately.
Well, when I saw that door's opening there behind you, hon, I don't want it to hit you. When I saw him doing his Facebook Live when he was on air, and I don't know, 2 or 3 people tagged me, and I'm like, why are you tagging me?
Right?
and when he was talking about it, I could tell he was kind of like freaked about it. You know, like, what does this mean? And I mean, I've had dreams that, you know, pull me up out of bed because I wake up screaming, and, you know, poor Jeff's like, what's the matter? And one time I'm like, I got shot. Like, I could see, I know exactly where I was at. I'm walking down the alley. I saw the fire come out of the gun. I felt it in my shoulder, and, you know, I must have been screaming. He's like, what's the matter? I'm like, I was shot. And, you know, I'm looking. And I remember that, and that's been, I don't know, 5-6 years ago that happened, and I still remember every single detail. Like,
Yeah.
what the heck does that mean?
Yeah, I'd like
I'm
to
gonna
know
be
that one
shot?
too, because I've had that one several times.
Yeah.
Being shot and snakes,
Oh.
which I don't really have a fear of snakes, so I
Right.
don't think it's like a fear thing, but I'll just have where snakes will show up everywhere.
Okay. Well, that might be a spirit animal.
Oh,
So it might
Huh.
be a spirit animal.
maybe.
Could be. Could be.
Interesting spirit animal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I trade that in?
Yeah, well, they kind of come to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does that say about me?
I'd have to look up the
Because you
whole
would
snake
think
thing.
that snakers
Well, I don't know. I don't.
more like
I'd
my
have
boss
to,
over there.
I'd have to look that up. I still have a fear of bats, but not as bad as what it used to be. I would like freak out with
Really?
bats. And I was okay if they were outside and I could see them way over there. But if they were flying towards me, like, I'm out of here. And if they were in the house, like, somebody better either get this out of here or I'm getting the gun and I'm shooting them. Like, I will just shoot until they're gone. And a couple years ago, I had read about, you know, your spirit totems and things, and I read about the bat. And I read about it again the other day and was telling Jeff. And what the bat signifies is transition in your life, where you have to release things that no longer serve you so that you can open up into a greater realm and a greater connection. And I was like, I mean, years ago when I was having all the panic attacks and everything, it was, I have to rationalize it so that I'm not as freaked about bats as what I used to be. You know, someone will show you bat, oh, look how cute. And I'm like, no, the only cute bat is a dead bat. I'm sorry, anybody out there that loves bats, that's just, ugh. Can't do them.
They're not
Can't do 'em.
cute.
They're not cute at all.
No.
3 in our apartment. We've lived at this.
Really? 3.
Yeah, not good.
You didn't name them?
No, they're out. No, my son was running the shop upstairs, and I was downstairs, like in my office, and Jeff wasn't home for some reason, and there was a bat, and I called Dustin from downstairs. I'm like, there's a bat down here. You gotta come down here. And he's like, what? And I'm like, a bat. And he goes, what? And I'm like, B-A-T. Get your ass down here. Get this bat, or I'm gonna start shooting. And so, you know, it's the principal's office is my office. So, you know, you've got the door and then there's this glass window. And I'm looking out the window as he comes down and he's looking around and I'm pointing like it's down there. And he kind of shakes. He goes, it's this. And I'm like, I don't care how big it is.
It's like 2 inches big, right?
Right. So he gets his shovel and this broom and he takes it outside and I see him do this and it's fine. And I'm like, if that bat
Gets back in
here, I'm coming after you, buddy. And he just kind of left. He's like, the bat's gone now. I'm like, yeah, it's not. It's not. And then one night
That wasn't the gone you were thinking of.
No. At least take it out of sight where I can't see you releasing it. Not right outside the door. No. But Jeff woke up one night, or he was reading, and he goes, hon, I need you to close your eyes and don't freak out. And I'm like, oh, what's the matter? He goes, there's a bat in the apartment. He's staying really calm. And I'm like, oh my God. He goes, it's all right. And he went and he opened the door, and I guess the bat just kind of like,
I swear
flew
I
out.
opened that door 5 seconds. It was gone.
Really?
It was like circling the whole apartment. And then I opened the door.
So he was just waiting to get out. He didn't want to be in there anyway.
Yeah. And he's telling me, oh, the wingspan on. I'm like, I don't need to hear it. All I need to know is it's not in here.
Yeah. I mean, they might look like they're 2 inches, but they're actually like 8
Yeah.
when they open their wings up.
Oh, they're good for the world. They eat, bugs and stuff. Great. I don't have bugs. I hope I don't have bugs in my apartment. If you stay outside,
That's where all the bugs are.
I'm good.
Yeah.
That's your dance space. Inside, this is my dance space. You come in my dance space, we're gonna have a problem. And if my husband or my son isn't around, I'm getting the gun. I'm sorry.
So if we ever hear there's a shooting, it's just a bat.
It's just a bat.
No need for emergency services. It's
just a bat.
It was a bat.
It's a bat. She found a bat.
Yeah.
But when you look at, kind of got off the track there, but when I looked at what that spirit animal meant, I was like, oh. And I've noticed that since I've read that and I've thought about it, yes, I still have a fear of them, but it's not like a phobia.
Right.
Like, I would just hear like 2 quarters rubbing together because it has that chirpy sound. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a bat. Because that's the sound.
You're intense about this.
I really am. We were at our cousin's house just the other day, and their dog caught one of those big Luna moths, right? And we're outside, and it's dark, and I see these flapping out of this dog's mouth, and I'm like, "Hon, is that a bat?" And he goes, "No, it's it's just one of those,
Yeah.
But it does, and like I said, I'm calm now compared to how I was with bats. So just imagine.
Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine.
Jeff just rolls his
Poor
eyes.
Jeff.
Yeah, he holds me together. He really does.
Between ghosts and bats and
I can deal with dead people. Why can't I deal with
the
bats?
bats, right?
Right?
What if a dead bat comes to you?
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Okay,
You're gonna call me up, aren't you? Be like, guess what I got for you?
Yeah. Well, Archangel Michael, you have another job. Keep all the dead bats away from me. Yes.
Yes, add that one to it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's.
Awesome.
Are we good?
I'm good. Whatever.
Why don't you mention the book one more time?
The book, My Head Knows. Hold it up, my husband says. My head knows, but my heart still hurts. It is a 30-day grief recovery journal. It's available on Amazon right now. I will have it up at the shop. Like I said, it's supposed to be here somewhere between today and Friday. So, hopefully I'll have it very soon. I need to have it for the book signings.
Right.
But that's in September, so we're good to go
You'll
there.
You'll be good for that.
But, you ordered it on Amazon. You get it in like 2 days. I ordered it 3 weeks ago. I still don't have them. But I did order, multiple copies of it.
Well, yeah.
So, but yeah. And if you've gotten the book and you've read the book and you enjoyed the book, then go to Amazon and review the book.
Yes, please. You must.
Yes. If you don't like it, don't review it. Can I say that?
Sure.
I already did. It's already out there.
It's out there.
It's out there.
It's fine. Put it out there.
Yeah. So
just more positive vibes.
That's right.
That's all we're here about.
And the book signing's up at the shop at Hip Gypsy Emporium on September 12th from 1 to 3. And then at Lunar Bay.
That's a Sunday?
That's a Sunday.
I might be able to.
Okay. Yeah. Yay. You just have to click that little button.
I got to click that button so I have my book so I can get it signed.
I will have.
Because I look stupid coming in with a piece of paper.
Yeah, well, I'll have copies at the shop that you can buy if you haven't already gotten it.
All right.
So, and I'll practice my S for you.
Okay.
Just for
I
you.
want a perfect S.
Oh, God. Well, no promises.
Okay.
No promises.
That's fine.
Okay.
Now, do you make your Y connect to your T?
No, you did that in school.
Yeah.
That was like really cool.
Yeah.
And the A, you put the little like smiley face in there. I mean,
it's a Stacey thing.
It's a Stacey thing. It really is. It really is. But yeah, there was never a little heart. I didn't have anything to dot to like put a heart over.
Right.
I do now, but now I'd be like, I'm putting a heart over I.
I never got a I. No. Even in the divorce.
No.
I got me.
You got me. There you go. There you go. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for stopping by. We will
Absolutely.
definitely have to do this again.
Absolutely. Just let me know. And if there's a topic my Facebook guys are wanting Stacey and I to talk about, just let us know.
Definitely.
And we will talk about them.
Yes.
But
Thanks
so much for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me on Facebook Live.
Yes. Thanks for inviting me again.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay! So,
Bye, everybody.
bye.